Be careful with this one. I heard he's one of the most dangerous criminals in here. What exactly did he do? Well, actually, I'm not really sure myself. Let me check his file. It says he's a jaywalker? Hi everyone, and welcome back to Keep the Peace. Today is a very exciting day because we're going to start our Ninjago Summer 2024 set reviews. We got all of these sets sent to us by the LEGO Ambassador Network, so huge thank you to them for letting me do these reviews. But we're going to start today with set number 71818, the Tournament Battle Arena. This set, like most of the other one, comes out June 1st in Europe and August 1st in the US. It has 659 pieces and goes for $49.99 in dollars or euros, or $44.99 in pounds. With all of that out of the way, let's get started. Here's a look at everything we get in this set. This set is basically this big connected scenery build that splits into different sections, which I'll show later. We have this brick build statue here in the back. On the sides we have this big drum, and here in the middle there's this actual battle arena with this little shrine here on the side. We also get a lot of really fantastic minifigures in this set. We get Evil Jay, a new version of Cinder, Kai, Tox, one wolf mask warrior, and Sora. According to LEGO's website, this set depicts the dramatic final showdown of Season 2, and I really wonder if that's actually gonna be the case. Let's start by looking at our minifigures in this set. Starting with our ninja from left to right, we have Kai, Sora, and Evil Jay. Kai and Sora are in what they call the tournament armor, which might get a bit confusing name-wise with the old tournament suits. I wonder how much Kai is actually gonna be in the new season after what happened in part 1, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. These suits use the half mask piece, and in Kai's case we have the hair and headband piece, which I think looks really nice. They are also sleeveless, have the new shoulder armor piece. I like this new piece a lot. It has this curved little shoulder armor on one side. It's not too big and it's quite subtle overall. You can put 2 katanas into this armor piece on the back, and it also has this little molded in detail of what looks like a little decorative cord. The printing on the torso and legs on Kai here is also really cool in my opinion. All of the suits for like the OG ninja have this very simple yet detailed style to them, with like a relatively simple robe, but it has this very intricate like dragon scale pattern on it, which I really like. On the shoulder, where the shoulder armor is, we also have this little bit of golden printing with this fiery design on it, and this is a nice metallic gold here. Hanging from it, there seems to be some kind of band saying in Ninjargon MOF, which probably stands for Master of Fire. The design of these continues nicely into the legs with a belt here in between. And we have a Ninjargon K for Kai here on the side. I also really like the subtle knee pads that are showing under the rope. There is of course also printing on the back, but we'll see that a lot better when we take away some of the accessories. Sora finally also gets a new suit. This one uses the newer dual molded hair and headphone piece that we also got in the Young Dragon Ryu set, and a dark blue half mask. Sora does not have the shoulder armor piece in this set, even though she has it on the art on the side of the box. But she does have her wonderful printed golden arm, which isn't printed on that art on the side of the box, so I guess that's a good trade-off. Instead of a golden hand, she also has dark blue gloves in this version of her suits, and she has those on both hands. Her printing is really nice and intricate with a lot of little straps and details. There's like a lot of sand blue in this design, which I like. And she seems to wear some kind of vest over a white robe with these salmon colored accents. The suit has some little golden details like this little keychain like cat design that kind of looks like a 5. Some people have speculated that this might be related to the Forbidden 5 in some way, but I'm personally not sure about that. There are also 2 more of these metallic golden cat decorations on the very edges of her vest here on the leg print, and I think that looks really cute. That's a really cute detail. On the back of Sora, we also have a lot of sand blue here, and a bigger version of that cat emblem with the 5-like shape. Overall, I like this suit for Sora a lot. Next up is Evil Jay, and this is a really exciting minifigure, especially because of its show implications. Is Jay finally gonna leave the administration, but is he gonna join the Wolf Clan? I don't really know, but this minifigure is really interesting. All that aside, this minifigure uses a lot of black and dark blue in this version. He has the hood piece that was introduced in the mech suits in January, but I really like this mold a lot, so I think it's really cool that we get it in this color combo. It reminds me a bit of the Ninjago movie color scheme for Jay. He uses the Dragons Rising headpiece with the lightning mask design, and a black version of that new armor piece, which is the only way to get it in that color so far. He of course also has printing on torso and legs, with a very dark design, mostly using black and dark blue, with some bright yellow lightning details which I think look really cool and really pop on this darker suit. There's also some metallic blue on this wolf symbol and these blades similar to Cinder's and Jordana's design from last wave. The suit itself has some really nice texturing with these dark blue blocks underneath the area with the lightning designs, and the back printing is a bit covered by the armor piece, so let's remove some of the accessories of these figures to get a better look at all of the prints. We can now see all of these minifigures' face prints. None of these figures have new face prints though, all of these head pieces have been used before in other sets. But we do have double-sided faces for all three minifigures here. More importantly, you can now see the back printing for Kai and Jay. The dragon scale designs for Kai of course continues here on the back, and he has this big dragon head design with some fiery shapes around this Ninjago K in the middle. Jay on the other hand has the wolf symbol here on the back with these nice bright yellow accents, and it's surrounded by lightning. For those interested, I want to give you a quick look at this version of Jay with his hairpiece. Sadly, this set does not come with one for Jay, of course, but I want to show you how he looks in this suit with his hairpiece. Our next three figures are Cinder, the Wolf Mask Warrior, and back after many years from the world of LEGO Ultra Agents, Tox. For Cinder, we of course have the same hair and headpiece we had in the previous sets he was in. The face is still printed on this trans black headpiece with these cool smoke designs around his face. The other pieces of this figure are new for Cinder though. He gets this new armor piece that seems to be the Shatter Spin design. It is completely in silver and has one side that looks like fur, and the other one has these spikes or claws. It has this little blood drop symbol here on the back, and I was wondering if this is supposed to go to the front, but this is the way the instructions and box art have it, so I think this is probably how it's supposed to go. This Cinder has one trans black arm. It's kind of hard to tell because it has this matte finish, but it's here on the left. His new torso design features a lot of little smoke designs. This new look for him overall just looks like he's currently using his powers. The torso itself is gunmetal gray with gray hands, and I think that's once again to show his power usage, kind of like in the show where the hands glow. He also has this purple belt with the red wolf symbol. He uses that ghost tail piece, which I think looks quite nice here. It's trans clear and black. I was wondering if they could have used the same piece they used for NRG Nia in gray and trans clear maybe. But I also think maybe this is a new ability he gets in the show, so it might make more sense once we've seen the show. The Wolf Mask Warrior used the same dual molded mask piece that we've had for the January and March wave, but this time in purple and red, which I think is a cool color combo for that piece. The red pops a lot more in my opinion. He has this piece on the back that lets you connect those energy claws. I'll show how that works later. And of course they also have pretty much a new design for the torso and legs, which uses a lot more red and purple printed on gunmetal pieces. He has red hands, and instead of the blue little blades they had on the old designs, the blades are now more red with like this metallic pinkish shine to them, which looks really nice. They also have Ninjago letters S and D here in the middle of the torso, which I assume stands for Shadow Dojo. There's also this silver wolf symbol and overall some silver armor here. The print of course continues nicely all the way down to the legs, and I really like the little claws on the feet. Finally, we have a minifigure I'm personally super excited for, Tox. This was of course originally a character from LEGO Ultra Agents, but they use her design as an elemental master of poison in the Tournament of Elements in Ninjago, and now she's back in Ninjago with an all new design. It used this new green mohawk piece that was already in LEGO Friends, and when I first saw that I thought, hey, that would be really cool for Tox, and I think LEGO probably had the same idea, and I think this works fantastic for her overall like vibe and style. She has a new face print, a new torso, but the legs are reused from a Lego City Stunts minifigure, but I think they work perfectly with the green belt, the ripped pants. I think overall they're a really good choice. The face print of course has these bright green poison dots, green lips, and now more pronounced cheekbones and more extreme eyebrows. The torso has this cool sleeveless leather jacket design with lots of small little pins and details. She wears a purple skull shirt underneath the jacket, and on the back there's these little metallic spikes here up top, a biohazard symbol, and this little patch that says Tox in Ninjago. If we take away the accessories, we get a bit of a better look at some of the prints on these figures. And we also can see the alternate face for Cinder, and we can now see that the Wolf Mask Warrior reuses the headpiece from last wave underneath the mask. Tox only has one face because the other side would show with the Mohawk piece. On the back you can now see that both Cinder and the Wolf Mask Warrior have nice back prints featuring the wolf symbol, with Cinder's having some metallic accent. I also wanted to give you a side-by-side look of this new Tox design next to her older version. I think this is a really cool new interpretation, hamming up the punk rock aesthetic. I think it maybe would have been nice if they had the same shade of green for the hair, but overall I'm really happy with this design. I can't wait for all the fan art this will undoubtedly spark, and I think this is a really cool look for Tox. All the minifigure in this set also get a bunch of accessories of course. There's even more throughout the set and a bunch of spare pieces too. This wave introduced this new shorter katana piece. I think these would be called wakizashi. And we can see here 2 of these are used to build this double blade weapon for Kai. Sora gets a normal length katana, and Jay gets these black dragon hilt nunchucks with this lightning effect piece. On the back of these figures in the new armor piece, Kai also has one normal katana and one of these new shorter ones that of course also fit into the normal armor pieces, and Jay gets one silver katana on the back. Our villains also have accessories of course. Cinder gets one of these dual molded swords that were introduced last wave. Tox gets this cool purple and green arrow blade or shuriken. And the Wolf Mask Warrior gets 2 of these Wolverine claws. Additionally, the Wolf Mask Warrior also gets these new huge energy claws that are attached to this back piece. They use these new trans red pieces that can rotate in this clip connector, and it also connects 3 claws to the front here. Those are just normal red and can be posed individually. A minifigure can stand with these on a flat surface, but they do fall over very easily depending on how you pose them. So you might want to pose it in a way where the claws are on the ground, so that way you have some extra stability and your figure won't fall over all the time, or just put it on a studded area of course. Let's get to the actual tournament battle arena. Here we have a look at the whole structure without the figures. I'm going to show you how it looks from all sides. So we can see here are the stairs leading up to the statue. There's some nice sticker details here on the sides. And in the back we have the activators for the 2 functions of this set. Something that is really nice about this set, especially for me, because it makes reviewing it a lot easier, is that it can be split into individual sections. All of them connect to the arena part here in the front, and they're just connected by 2 Technic pins like this. So we can easily take it apart and we'll look at these pieces individually. First up we have this little shrine area. This build has this little red bridge here in the front with some golden studs here up top, and we have some weapon holders here behind it. We have this golden blade, a spear, and a kunai. Behind it we of course have this simple wall build with this curved roofing up here. Pretty simple classic Ninjago style. If we rotate it around, we can see there's some little tree branches here on the side. This can be adjusted up and down and rotated. I do really like the color choices. It used the new orange, the old orange, and some keyed orange, and I think this just overall creates a nice fall leaf color scheme. The back of this build is of course very simple, but we have 2 pins here, so it can be used to connect this to other sections here. For example, we can add this part to the staircase with the statue. Speaking of the statue, let's move on to that section of the build. This section of course has the staircase here in the front. This is where it connects to the arena. And on the sides of the staircase we have some foliage details that you can kind of pose up and down a little bit. We also have some stickers here on the side of the base. And in the back we have the activator for the function, which I'll demonstrate later. And on top of this base, we of course have this statue of what I assume is the first Spinjitzu master or Wu. It has this flowy beard, the round hat, and we have mixel jointed arms, so we can pose these a bit here in the shoulder and pose the hand a little bit because it has a clip connection. In one hand, the statue has this scroll here, and in the back it has these two big red banners. We have this little dragon statue here. On the other hand, this is a new piece for that dragon, which is a really nice mold. These red banners on the statue have a sticker on them with this round little emblem with some Ninjago letters in it. The letters are T, O, F, and S, which I assume stands for Tournament of the Sources. The same kinda applies for the scroll. This spells out T of the S, so probably Tournament of the Sources again. Here you can get a better look at the dragon statue. This is a new piece that's used in some of these sets, and I think this is a really nice mold, especially here in gold. This looks really cool. I'm a big fan of it. I'm also a big fan of how this statue is built in general, especially with those curved legs that have like this meditation pose. I also really like how they use this cylinder piece for the head. Overall, some really smart building techniques here. The attachment for the banners stick out a little bit in the back here, but I do really appreciate how they kept the color consistency for the leg area on the back as well. Here is a closer look at that sticker design on the base of the statue. It seems to be a dragon head with two claws. The dragon head kind of reminds me of the head mold for the Rising Dragons Strike sets. This red part in the back can be pulled to activate the function in the stairs, so you can easily pull it out and push it back in to reset everything. So we can place a minifigure here on top of the stairs. For example, we can put Tox here all the way up. And if we pull on the back, the stairs kind of rotate and it creates this slope that makes our minifigure slip down here. And then we can push it back in on the back here to create the staircase once again. So it's very easy to set everything back up and then activate the function. The next section is the drum area. This once again has this little bridge area here in the front, and just like the other one, this is where it connects to the battle arena. Then in the back we have this construction with these little stairs leading up to the big drum. On the side we have these little stands that hold onto the drumsticks, one on each side of course. And you can of course just take these out and give them to a minifigure, so maybe Sora can hit the drums. Overall, we also just have a good amount of space for minifigures in this area, for example here in the front too. If we rotate this drum part to the back, we can once again see here a red activator for the function, which we'll get to in a second. And here on the other side we have some extra little details, like this little banner on this golden like staff with the Tournament of Sources symbol, but only like half of it, as well as this little stone lantern, which looks quite cute. Up here we have the drum itself, which is built with a lot of nice round pieces, and it's basically just lays on there, not connected by any studs. On both sides we have this round little sticker here in the middle with the T of S emblem once again. If we now move to the back, we have the little red activator on the bottom, and what you want to do is you can just pull it and the big drum gets dropped. Here you can see it from the front, and I think it's a quite nice and simple function. I've noticed that this little bridge area here in the front sometimes stops the drum from rolling too far, but sometimes it kind of avoids it and rolls out all the way. Our final section here is this middle area that connects all the parts, which is actually this interactive battle arena. It's a mostly red base plate with some golden ingots here around it, and we have some nice spikes here in the front as some extra detail. Here on the sides we have these little pins that connect to the other sections. We of course have two round platforms that we can put our minifigures on, and we can move them side to side with these little round knobs. So we want to probably have a fight with two fighters with swords, so we can have Cinder fight Sora here for example. And then we can move them on the platform side to side. They do fall off quite easily, so if you go too fast they'll just fall off, so you might have to be a little bit careful if you want a longer fight. But you can have some nice sword battles here, and I think it looks quite fun, and it looks like Sora lost this one. We can put all the sections back together again of course, with the shrine area here, the statue in the middle and the drum over here. Because of this kind of like modularity, you can also combine this set with the Tournament Temple City, and I will show that off in the Tournament Temple City review. All put together, there's a lot of nice space for the minifigures in this set, and overall there's just a lot you can do here. You can have your epic battle here in the front, but then suddenly the stair trap activates and someone else gets like thrown into the fight. But then someone activates the trap with the rolling drum and it rolls all over the battlefield. I think there's just a lot kids can do here, and they can have a lot of action-filled play and adventures with the minifigures as well. And I think it just still overall looks very nice, especially with the statue overlooking everything. And I also really like how the functions are very easily reversed. There's not a lot of setup involved or anything, so you can very easily reuse the functions again. We of course get a whole bunch of spare pieces in the set, like some half masks, a bunch of katanas, and I got one of these sticks extra, but I think that might have been an accident. Those usually aren't spare pieces. We have one sticker sheet. I think all of these kind of add some nice details in this set, so I don't think any of these are too hard to apply or unnecessary or anything like that. This set came with paper bags in my copy, and we have one instruction booklet that uses the style with the little progress bar, and we have one page in the back with ads for some of the other sets of this wave. Okay, I want to give you my final thoughts and opinions about this set, and I'll just keep it very short. I think this is an amazing set. I think this does a great job at what it sets out to do. I think a lot of Ninjago fans will gravitate toward this set and will try to get this one as like one of their first out of this wave. And a big reason for that are of course the 6 minifigures, and the set being at like a relatively low price point compared to some of the others at $50. Set has 659 pieces, so price per part, pretty good deal. I think it's not that huge, but there's a lot of pieces going into like the stairs function, for example. Out of these 6 minifigures, 3 of them are exclusive. Those are Cinder, Evil J, and Tox, and I think from what I've seen, a lot of Ninjago fans are especially excited about Evil J and Tox, and I hope they have a good role in the show so that excitement might get even bigger. But I also think the build itself is really nice. I especially like that statue build here in the back with like the upscale minifigure design. I think they did a great job at that scale. And the functions work really well. That's kind of what I tried to show in that last bit, how you can incorporate those functions into play. This is very much like an action-packed set because you have the battle arena here in the front. Then you can add the other functions into the mix, and you have the 6 minifigures to play around here. So a great play set, great minifigures, and it looks very nice even though it's like full of functions, and I think that's really fantastic to see. So big thank you to the LEGO Ambassador Network for sending us this set and letting us review it. And as I mentioned in the review, this set combines with the Tournament Temple City, so if you want to see that, be sure to subscribe to see that review because that's coming very soon here on Keep the Peace. See ya!